Think about the people born between 1965 and 1980. They aren't the loud grandparents, boomers, and they aren't the ones obsessed with TikTok, Gen Z. They are the middle child of history. They grew up in a world that mostly left them alone, and it turned them into the toughest people on the planet. Here is why. Number 1. They were latchkey kids. When Gen X was little, they came home to an empty house. No parents, no babysitters. Most of them had a house key on a string around their neck. They let themselves in, made their own food, and did their homework alone. They didn't have a cell phone to call for help. If they had a problem, they had to fix it themselves. This made them extremely independent. They don't wait for a boss to tell them what to do. They just do it. Number 2. They expect things to break. They grew up watching big things fail. They saw news about wars, bad economies, and people losing their jobs after working hard for years. Instead of getting upset when things go wrong, Gen X just says, "Okay, what's next?" They aren't being mean or sad. They just learned early on that life isn't always fair. While everyone else is crying because the Wi-Fi is down, Gen X is already looking for the reset button or a different way to finish the job. Number 3, they care about results, not titles. They don't care if your office is big or if you have a fancy job title. They only care if you actually know how to do the work. Because they had to figure things out on their own, they have zero patience for people who talk a big game but can't deliver. They are the bridge generation. They remember life before the internet, but they built the internet we use today. They can fix a bike and fix a computer. Number 4, they value privacy. They grew up in a world without cameras in every pocket. When a Gen Xer was a kid, if they did something embarrassing or made a mistake, it stayed in the past. There was no social media to record it forever. This makes them very protective of their private life. They don't feel the need to show the world what they ate for breakfast or tell strangers their problems. To them, being quiet isn't being shy, it's being smart. Number 5, they are the fix-it masters. Before YouTube tutorials existed, they had to use their hands and their brains to solve problems. If their bike chain broke or the TV screen got fuzzy, they didn't call a repairman or buy a new one immediately. They flipped the bike over, got grease on their hands, and figured it out. This created a can-do attitude. They believe that with enough time and a little bit of effort, almost anything can be fixed. They are the ultimate handyman generation, even when it comes to technology. Generation X doesn't need to be the center of attention. They like being invisible because it lets them get their work done in peace. They are the ones holding everything together while the other generations argue. If you're a Gen Xer or you were raised by one, let me know in the comments. And if you want more simple breakdowns, subscribe to the Human Algorithm.